Well, our character is almost complete, and he has all the pieces that were missing what we did in the last video. And as far as the sculpture pieces are concerned, we will only lack the nose. Before we can start to make the nose and finish the part of the body, let's do a new job of optimizing the mesh, which is what we did in some previous videos with the Zero Measure tool. But in this video you will learn a new technique when it comes to topology, one that will be very useful when you need to preserve certain details in very specific areas. So let's start. First, with hiding everything we don't need. In this case, the body. And let's do a little study of why we can't sculpt the nose yet. If we see, for example, the mesh with the polyframe, we notice that here there are some errors. For example, here we can see very clearly that from this point 6 lines come off. That kind of tensions or stars, they are very difficult to fix. They have too much tension, and that tension doesn't allow the polygons or the sculpture to have a good quality. It is very hard to work with that kind of stuff. The other problem why you can still sculpt the nose is because here in this area there are very few polygons. We see very irregular polygons and they don't work very well to sculpt the nose here. In this case we need to tell the program that when we do the zero measure and generate the polygons again or organize them, leave us more polygons in this area, since it is very important to have enough polygons to sculpt the nose. We go back to the maximum subdivision and then we will do the work. The first thing we are going to do is duplicate this tool. And now we are going to take moment, please, Shift D, and we are going to leave it with 4 subdivisions. We are going to the geometry panel and we are going to eliminate the maximum and minimum subdivisions, this one and this one. And as I explained in the previous video, we will use the topology tool, the brush, to generate the lines where we want the polygons. Here, for example, we need to preserve the smile. So we are going to make an adjustment like this. In the eyes, we are also going to do the same thing. And we are going to make some lines here in the nose. This way. We are going to make fast lines here in the legs and in the back legs. Same in the wrinkles. Okay, done. These lines. Oh well, we can generate one here and the last one here. These are gonna be the only lines we are gonna need. We'll go to the zero measure panel in geometry, and this time we will activate the polypaint option. We are going to change the standard brush just for a moment, and we are going to activate the set option and activate the RGB so that we can paint. With this panel, we are going to go to the red tone, and a very saturated tone, very strong. And what we are going to do is that we are going to start painting these areas. The same with the nose. Okay, what did we do this for? When we activate the polypaint function and paint certain areas of a very intense color such as this red, what we are telling the program is that when it comes to activating the Siri measure, that is, when it does the full calculation of our mesh, these areas that have red will take special care. And what do I mean? They will have many more polygons than the other areas. This way we will have the possibility that in our project, when it comes to recalculating the mesh and distributing the polygons, we will have a greater number of polygons in these areas that we have painted red or this intense color, so that when we can sculpt these areas without any problem. We're going to zero measure and we're waiting for the software to do its job. What we can see now if we click on polyframe is that in these areas, unlike the other sculpture, we are going to lower our subdivisions. Okay, done. What we can see in this case is that having painted these areas with that more intense red color, ZBrush had the order to generate more polygons in this area. If we compare it with the other one, we can see that the amount of polygons both in the eyes and in the nose is much greater. In the second one, of course, and it is not only applied here, but also in the mouth. If we turn to the previous one, we see that this area has very few polygons and in a very disorganized very still, unlike the new one. Thanks to the fact that it took this form, it is going to be much simpler than we can make certain layouts or certain volumes, because the polygons have already accommodated much better. And for example, we see that the polygons here are much bigger than they are here, and that is because we told the program to have special detail. Generally, I leave this step to the end, almost to finish the project, because it seems to me that it is useful to recalculate the mesh and that the polygons are organized again, since at the time of being sculpting, I could always have moved or damaged some pieces. I think this method is quite useful. I hope you like this video, and I will see you in the next one, where we'll do a time lapse, using the projected tool to copy the details of the previous sculpture to the new one. See you in the next video.